Hey, welcome to another video. Thank you for tuning in. And in this video, I want to share with you guys a few tips or actions that I took that helped me reduce and lose 30 pounds within 6 months. And I believe that anybody could do that if you put your mind to it and you start building discipline, which is one of the key components here that helped me out, is building discipline, which in turn created a consistency and a routine, which then became a lifestyle. So I believe if you put your mind to it, like I've said in previous videos, anything could be accomplished. But the thing I want to share with you guys is the discipline. The discipline is key here. Because if you just go with the flow and wing it and see what happens, I could guarantee you nothing's going to happen. You're going to be where you are today in a year from now. And you're going to know that. Because I bet you a year from today, a year ago, you're probably in the same spot. And if you're not, you've been working at it and you have gradually accomplished something. But if you build that discipline, that consistency, and that routine that becomes a lifestyle, you will see it move that much faster. So in the beginning of my journey, if you're new to this channel, I want to encourage you to go ahead and see some of my previous videos so you get more details of as far as the point and the reason why I built this channel. And for the context of this video, I want to go ahead and share with you that I'm building this channel to encourage others to go ahead and push forward when there is a pause in their journey. If you're in the middle of a journey, you're trying to accomplish something, you're in a goal, and you get this pause, just take it as a reset. There's a reason why this happened, right? And at least for me, what happened with me is that during a workout, I got a pinched nerve on my neck, and it affected my entire right arm, and I lost strength. So I had to go to the doctors. I had to do MRIs and whatnot. So I have herniated disc on my neck, which is my cervical cord, and it affected the entire right arm, my right arm, which primarily on my push exercises. I lost a lot of strength, so it paused me for a good 3 months. Looking now, I'm actually getting back into it. I've gone through my therapies and all that, and I've done my part. But, I'm encouraging others, if you have a roadblock, just take it as a reset. There's a reason why you need to pause for a minute, but don't let that discourage you, and you need to continue pushing forward. So back to the discipline is that when I decided to get into my fitness journey and get into better health and better habits, I had to make changes to my life, right? I had to make time for it. I am a full-time, I work full-time. I am a father of two. I have a wife. We have a house that we have to take care of. Regular busy family things, right? Kids come from school. They got to go to soccer practice, which my son is back there practicing right now. But I decided that, I need to make time for me. So back in 2025, summer 2025, I started noticing myself a little too heavy. I started practicing with my son, and I would feel everything the next day, and I wasn't feeling good. I wasn't moving as fast as I thought it was. So during his practice, back in let me share with you guys, back in 2025, this was me at 212 pounds. Back in summer 2025, 212 pounds. So as you can see there, I was pretty heavy there. And 6 months after, I dropped down to 182 pounds, this is me. It is a recent photo, but still, in this photo, I'm 183. And I have maintained it, even during my pause where I wasn't able to do any more exercises or running fast or whatever, but I was able to maintain it. And so in my journey, what I wanted to start first in my fitness journey and getting back into good health was I needed to lose the weight before I do any weightlifting. So I took the time during my son's soccer practice, which is about an hour and a half to 2 hours. And I took that time to go ahead and walk around the park, walk around the field. It's 3 times out of the week, plus the weekends. I went ahead and took time to go ahead, an hour to go ahead and walk and continue adding steps to my journey as far as losing the weight. So instead of just sitting down and talking with the parents, I started walking. And with the consistency of week over week, I started building a routine when then I started increasing my walking into intervals, which is walking and then jogging. And then from the walking, jogging, I went to full on jogging and running. And within in the park, I would try to manage always to do about 2 to 3 miles, depending on the night of the practice and at the time I started. But I would always minimum 2 miles. I would go ahead and either walk or run. So I started building this routine, and within 4 months, almost 5 months, I already had lost 20 pounds. And within the last month of the 6 months that I lost the 30 pounds, within the last month, I got so much into running that I couldn't stop. And that's when I exceeded my goal of 20 pounds and I reached 30, which that wasn't really a goal of mine. But since I was so in tune and disciplined and had a routine, I exceeded it. But that's when I decided to stop, because you know what? 182 pounds, that's very thin for me. I'm 6'1". I don't want to be any thinner. So the discipline and the consistency helped me exceed what I really wanted to accomplish. And that's what I know that could happen for you. If you put your mind to it and you start building that routine and that discipline, I know that you would go ahead and accomplish whatever you're working on right now. Because I did. I accomplished it. It wasn't easy, but I accomplished it. And besides the exercising and the running and all that stuff, there was something else I had to build discipline in. And that was my eating habit. As we all know, your eating habit is about 80%, maybe even more, as far as how you're going to look physique-wise, if you're going to be overweight or you're going to be in good shape, is the way you eat. So common sense to me, I didn't go crazy as far as, started weighing my food and counting every day my calories. No, I didn't do none of that. For what I did do, just to get a better understanding where I was at the moment, when I started the journey weighing at 212, is I went to my MyFitnessPal app and I put in what I normally eat, on a given day. I didn't have that much variation. I just put it in and I was about 3,000 calories a day and maybe a little bit more. So common sense to me was, if I want to lose weight, what do I need to do? Cut those calories in half. Like they say, calorie deficit. Common sense, right? And throw in some exercise in there. So that's what I started doing. Instead of having 4 scoops of rice, I went ahead and did 2 scoops of rice. Instead of having the entire cake, I went ahead and had a few scoops of the cake, because I am a big sweet tooth person. And it was probably one of the hardest things I had to cut back. And sodas, I wasn't that much of a big soda drinker. Alcohol, I was more of a casual drinker. So really, I cut all that out with no problem. So I also built the discipline and routine around my dieting. What was I eating? So when I would go to restaurants, I was mindful, because subconsciously I know, man, I've worked so hard to lose all these pounds and there's no way I'm going to gain it again. So I was more mindful as far as what am I eating at home, at restaurants, when we're out in the street, when we're running errands, try to eat at home before going out to the street. And if we go to the restaurants, just be more mindful as far as what are you going to pick up and put in your mouth, right? You got to be careful with that. And you can't say, oh, I'll burn it out tomorrow. Because guess what? You start building that bad habit again. And you don't want to do that. You don't want to build that bad habit again. So what I want you to do is just sit down and see where you need to build that discipline. So you can start building that routine and that consistency. And I'm sure that you're going to be able to accomplish that goal. I'm sure you're going to be able to accomplish that goal. So again, if you're new to this channel, I encourage you to see some of the previous videos just for more details. We are still in a challenge, which you'll see in my previous video, that by December 25th, we are to accomplish one goal that we set for. And I'm on my route to go ahead and accomplish my goal, to see how much more muscle mass I could build and staying leaner at the same time. So my son is back there. His practice is about to finish. I want to go ahead and put in some steps before he finishes. So I'm going to do some rounds here right now just to, maintain. I'm not running as much, but just to maintain. And please like, subscribe, drop your comments below. Let's get the community building and let's encourage one another. I know we all could do it, because if I already have lost those 30 pounds within 6 months just by putting my mind to it, building discipline, building a routine, and being consistent, I know you could do it as well. So please look at what you need to build discipline in, build that routine, build that consistency, and I know you will get it done. So to the next one, I'm going to continue sharing, and I'm going to give you my next updates as far as my fitness journey. So continue tuning in. Love you guys. See you on the next one. Let's go.